What's up, friends? Brandon here. You're watching the Scale Racing channel. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Fast and Furious Furiously Fueled 7-pack. Includes a pretty good number of cars in this pack. We're going to go through each one of these, see if they fit on the orange track, and eventually get them dusted up, see how they run. But we're not going to just stop there. We've got 4 new ones we're going to take a look at, and 4 other ones we're going to revisit. Are you with me? Well, let's go. Look at the back of the box. And the bottom showing us a 2017 copyright date. And there's the barcode in case you're interested. And upon opening the box, you can see on the bottom it's got these little twist lock things. Each one of these cars has got 2 holes in the bottom of the chassis. And if you buy the single pack, kind of wondering what those are for, but you get this 7-pack, it all becomes quite clear. These holes in the bottom of the chassis are there for these little locking tabs. The first car we're going to take a look at is the 2010 Koenigsegg CCXR. This one coming to us in a silver coloration. Clear window glass, black interior, and the headlights and the badging in the front. Nothing but just straight up silver, so not a lot of details going on there. You do have some tampos on the side of the car as well, just in silver. And in the back, you have a few more silver tampos and red brake lights. Overall, a very wide car, and the other side looks identical as far as tampos and details go. It does have a 9-spoke wheel, which is interesting. And this is a metal body with a black plastic base, almost 37 millimeters wide. So definitely too wide for orange track. Still a nice model. If you'd run the yellow track from Derby Magic, probably fit in that track, but orange track, this is not gonna be a go. Pretty rare car, pretty interesting shape to it. Unfortunately, not gonna work on my orange track, but still pretty cool. Next up out of the pack is the Local Motors Rally Fighter. This one weighing in at 39.6 grams. We've seen this one on the channel before, and unfortunately one of the things we found out about these Fast and Furious cars is that the off-road tires, they do not do well on the drag strip. They do have the pronounced tread going around the outside edges, and that does hinder its speed quite a bit. Nonetheless, we'll take a look at it anyway just because it's in the pack. All silver with some black tampos. Really not familiar with this car, but it's here. We'll go ahead and run it anyway. Next up, we've got the 1966 Chevy Corvette. We've seen this guy before. He weighs in at 45.5 grams. When I ran this one last, I had the Hot Wheels 6-lane ramp, and I think the body may be a little bit of a hindrance because of the tall, straight edges going down the ramp. Hopefully, we'll see a little bit better action out of this car on the new ramp. This one in a gloss red, and it's got kind of a weird shaped body to it. Wider in the front, narrower in the back. That's not an illusion. It is a little bit weird looking. Got some taillights, black bumper in the front, but if you take a look at the bottom, the wheel track is the same from front to rear, so that kind of helps it out a little bit. Unfortunately, this body sticking out past the edge, not too sure if it runs all that well on the Hot Wheels track, but on this one, hopefully we'll see it do fairly well. 48.3 grams on the 1973 F-Bomb Chevy Camaro. And as far as I know, I don't think this one has ever made it into a single pack. The only way you can get this car is if you buy the Furiously Fueled 7-pack. So I'm kind of looking forward to how this car runs. It does have some pretty good detailing, like a matte green finish. Slightly smoked window glass. Plus you've got the detailing on the side of the car right there. I believe that does say F-Bomb. Some decent details in the front. Same stuff on the other side. Taillights and a black spoiler finishing off the rear. This one has kind of a 5-spoke wheel, blacked out. Metal body, plastic base. Of course, all these cars are fashioned that way. Track width front to rear is good. Wheels are skinny front to rear, and the nice thing about this one is it has smooth edges on the tires, so there's no little tread detailing on the side that's going to slow it down on the quarter mile. Looking forward to seeing this one run. It's probably the main reason why I bought the pack in the first place, so hopefully it does some good. Next up, the 1956 Ford Victoria, another car that we have seen run down this track before. I do really like this car, and on the one that I ran previously, the wheels and axles roll exceptionally well. The only detriment on this car is the body overhang. That right there drags on the track sides on the way down. It was really pronounced on the Hot Wheels 6-lane. Hopefully it'll get it a little bit above the orange track, and we'll see some speed come out of this guy. It's gloss black. Pretty cool looking details on this car. I do like this casting. I just wish that they'd made it just a touch wider, but you know, it's got the shrouded rear tires to emulate the old styling that we've got there. Of course, metal body, plastic base. Track width is the same front and rear. Maybe we'll see it do a little bit better on this new ramp. 58.1 grams on the 1970 Dodge Charger, and we have definitely seen this one run too. In fact, I've got one of these currently in the stack. They are very good performing cars on the drag strip. Got a matte gray finish, blacked out hood. Looks like you've got some hood pin detailing going on there. Not much going on as far as the grille. Nothing going down the sides, and you've got tail lights. Nothing written on the license plate. Overall, a pretty nice looking version of the 70 Charger. Of course, plastic base. It's got the same track width front to rear, and a 5-spoke wheel. This one also does not have any tread going around the outside of the wheel, which is one of the reasons why it does so well on the drag strip. And the last car out of the pack, weighing in at 56.9 grams, is a 1970 Plymouth Roadrunner. I've seen a few of these packs before, and some of them come with just the regular orange enamel paint. This one has like a Spectraflame finish to it, so not every Roadrunner in these packs has this paint scheme, which I thought was pretty cool looking and unique to the car. It's got the same blacked out hood. I'm not sure what it says, probably Hemi or something like that on the side of the scoop on the hood. Pretty good detailing all around. I really do like this car. This casting is pretty nice. The Hot Wheels Roadrunners, I think, sit up a little bit too high, look a little goofy, and they typically don't run very well down the quarter-mile drag strip. This one, on the other hand, does. We've got him sitting at the gatekeeper spot into the stack, so he's got some speed, and I've seen quite a few guys run this car with very good success. It's got a 5-spoke, looks like kind of torque thrust D type wheel. Same deal here, metal body, plastic base, same track width, front to rear. We'll see if this metallic orange Roadrunner can do as well as the regular one. 56.3 grams on the 69 Dodge Charger Daytona. This one has run on the track previously. It is a loose car that's been in my collection for a while now. It did not do very well on the Hot Wheels 6-lane ramp, and that's the reason why. The wheels are inset from the body just a little bit. I have since ran it on the new ramp, and it seems to perform much better. So we'll go ahead and give him another chance. Try to redeem himself a little bit. Gloss red coloration. Nice low stance. It's got what looks like, it's not the same wheels as the Roadrunner, but it is a 5-spoke. Metal body with a plastic base. Again, we've seen this one roll before, but not on the new ramp, so we'll give him a chance to improve his times a little bit. 41.9 grams on the 1996 Mitsubishi Eclipse. This one also has seen track duty here at Scale Racing Channel before, and also suffered kind of the same fate as the Daytona. It's a little bit wider than some of the rest of them. It's got all of the Tampa work that you'd expect to see on this Eclipse. Brian's Eclipse. Wheels are shrouded a little bit by the body. I'm hoping that this guy does a little bit better with just orange track, excuse me. If you haven't seen it before, the 6-lane has squared off track edges, where the Hot Wheels ramp has more of an angled effect to it. So if it's got squared off edges, that body is gonna rub all the way down the ramp. And that's why I'm gonna give these guys another chance. See if running on regular orange track without that squared off edge is gonna help it out. So we'll see how it does. 45.5 grams for the 1970 Ford Escort. This one also suffering the same fate as those other cars. This one sits really wide. It does fit on the orange track. Not a lot of room to spare, but it doesn't rub, it doesn't put the wheels in a bind or anything like that. But this car definitely suffered from going down the Hot Wheels 6-lane with that straight edge. This one I'm gonna go ahead and give it another shot. I've heard some guys run these cars say they do pretty good. I think Bobby ran one of these also, and it actually performed pretty well. Gloss blue and coloration with the white striping. Again, we've seen this one before. Very plastic base, and it's got, I don't know what kind of wheels those are, gold 10-spoke or something like that. We'll give him yet another chance. 51.1 grams on this Honda S2000, and yes, this one also has been down this track before in its previous configuration. This one was extremely close to fitting on the 6-lane Hot Wheels ramp, and it had like a little ridge going around the wheels, and I was really disappointed this car didn't fit. I did sand the edges of the wheels. I didn't sand the bottom of the wheels, but I sanded the edges to get the ring off of them so it would fit. No doubt that it will fit just fine with the current ramp configuration, so we'll give him another shot. I think he actually ran pretty good. Every now and then it would get some rubbing, but we'll have to try it out one more time. Gloss black coloration, has some goofy looking tampos on the side. What is that? Throwing stars or something? I don't know, whatever. It's got kind of a snowflake style wheel. Same deal, metal body, plastic base, same track width front to rear. That's important, so give him another shot at it too. Ah yes, this is where it starts getting interesting, right? Let's see, this is the Mercedes AMG GT, new in package, and guess what? It's gonna stay that way. This car, very, very wide, and I did measure the wheel track on this guy, too wide for the Hot Wheels orange track. So I took a chance on this one. I didn't spend a lot of money on it, but unfortunately, sometimes that happens with these Fast and Furious cars. You'll learn at the same time I do whether or not they fit on the track or not. It's unfortunate because the detailing on this car is actually really, really good. I'm gonna leave him in the package. He's probably gonna go back on eBay, or if any of you guys are interested in buying this, let me know. Anyway, staying in the package. I think the date on this one is 2017. And we'll move on to the next one. All right, also dated at 2017, this is the 1961 Chevy Impala. I have not seen this casting or the next two run on a track ever. If you've seen it, then let me know where. I have yet to see one run. Pretty curious if it does any good. Let's crack into it. $57.7 grams on the Impala, and I'm happy to report that even though the wheelbase on this guy is inset a little bit from the body, it sits up high enough to clear the orange track without any interference. So that makes me extremely happy. I was a little bit worried about that, but well, here we go. Gloss red does have very smoked window glass. You do have the white and silver trim tampos going down the side of the car, all chrome front grille, and you've got more detailing tampoed in the rear as far as taillights. Actually looks really good. Chrome bumper in the back, and this one has looks like the same wheels. They're not the same. They're very similar to the Roadrunner. Metal body, plastic base. Track width is the same front to rear. Very happy this one fits the track just fine. We'll see how it does. 1972 Plymouth GTX. This one also dated from 2017. And we've got a poster included. We'll have to check that out. This one looks mighty fine. Can't wait to get into this. I haven't seen this one run down any of the drag racing channels. Maybe it's new, maybe you've seen it before. I haven't. Let's get into it. Okay, this is the poster that came with this. It's got a lot of interesting cars on here. I think most of them we've seen or will be seeing. Plus there's quite a few of them on here that I know do not fit. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. What I did was, if any of these cars do not fit on the Hot Wheels orange track, I know for absolute certain that none of these cars that are circled in black fit on the orange track. They're either too wide, or like this GTR right here has got some kind of a front air dam that sticks out really far in front of the wheels and is a detriment to the roll. I do not know about this Lancer right here, and I'm not too sure about this Subaru WRX, the, what is that, the 2012 model. Not sure about him. This guy is really tight if you're using the Hot Wheels 6-lane ramp. I'm not sure about this heist truck, but the heist truck has off-road wheels, so it's kind of a waste of time anyway as far as sending it down the quarter-mile drag strip. But if you see any of these circled in black, I would say avoid it if your plan is to race them on orange track. If you run yellow track from Derby Magic, I think most of them fit just fine, but that's just FYI for you guys. Save you a little bit of money. 44.5 grams on the 1972 Plymouth GTX. Looking very, very nice in a gloss black coloration. You do have the silver stripes above the front wheel on the fenders. You do have some side marker lamps, plus your door handles, and the GTX right there in front of the rear wheel. Detailing in the back, all you get is some taillights. You do have the spoiler in the back made out of plastic. Same stuff on the other side, and you do have headlights in the front. Looking pretty darn good, plus you've got hood pins, a 10-spoke wheel with a chrome ring going around the outside, and these do have smooth edges going around the outside of the wheels. Overall, this is a very nice looking car, not super wide, so it's probably about standard Hot Wheels width. It's got a really long wheelbase, which is nice. Metal body with the plastic base, of course. I've got high hopes for this one. Hopefully it does very well. And the last car we're going to take a look at today, also copyrighted at 2017, is the 2015 Jaguar F-Type. Jeez. They have gone above and beyond with the packaging on this guy. 53.2 grams. And I'll go ahead and say it right now. Son of a bitch. Does not fit the orange track. I thought I had the measurements pretty close on the wheel track on this one, and I knew it was going to be close. No good. Does not fit on the orange track. What a bummer. Pretty cool looking car. It's kind of a greenish blue coloration. We'll take a look at it anyway. Headlights. Looks like this right here is plastic with a little bit of black matte tampo. Yep, it's a nice looking car. And it's very unfortunate that doesn't fit the track. That is a bummer. 5-spoke wheels, metal body, plastic base. Yeah, you can hear it in my voice, can't you? Anyway, that's a fail on this guy. Got to circle that one on that stupid little poster. Does not fit on the orange track. If you got yellow track, yeah, it'll probably be a beast. Okay, upon further inspection of this car, I thought the track width looked good to fit on the orange track. It was going to be really close. Turns out the body, the side of the body down here rubs on the track. So I was thinking, you know what? I'll just get rid of that, clearance it out to where it will fit, make it look tasteful. But the rear is a tight fit. It doesn't pinch in the orange track, but the front, it does pinch. So I'm not going to modify this car in any way. I thought I was going to be able to get away with it. I wanted to see this damn car run down the track. Pay good money for them. If I have to alter like a side skirt or something like that for a car like this to go down the orange track, you know what? I'm not afraid to do it. Unfortunately, the front wheel track just a little bit too wide. Oh well, bummer deal. Live and learn, right? All right, friends, got all the kids lined up, and usually at this point of the video, I let you know what car I like the most out of what you've seen so far. So what I'm going to tell you is the back row right now is probably my not so favorites. The front 6 are going to be my favorites. That Jaguar would have been really, really good if it had only fit the track. Man, that's such a bummer. Of course, we've seen this guy before. I'm not going to give him top honors. The Impala looks really good. The Roadrunner in the Spectre Flame Orange looks awesome. Man, the Camaro. Yeah, the Camaro is pretty badass. The Camaro and the GTX take my top honors out of this mix of cars. I'm really hoping we see some speed out of them. That way they roll as good as they look. Leave a comment down below and let me know which car out of this collection is your favorite. I'm going to go ahead and graphite these cars. I'm not going to run them off dry because I know they're destined to be graphited anyway. Most of you guys who purchase these are probably going to end up racing them. So off to the speed shop they go, and we will see you again when they are ready for racing.
One eternity later.
Okay, we're back. All the kids have gone to the speed shop. Each one of them have received graphite and a few laps down the track to break in that graphite. This is going to be the order that we run these cars out tonight. We're going rocket round, so the fastest pass after lane swaps will advance that car to the next round. And I'm fixing to go full disclosure mode on you here. You remember I said the S2000, I sanded the outside wheels on that so it would fit the Hot Wheels 6-lane. I just want you guys to see that on the regular orange track, it does have a little bit of play in there. Probably not necessary to sand off the rings if you're going to run it on a track configuration just like this, where there's no weird start ramps or anything like that. What else? Oh yes, these two. The first race that you're going to see is going to be the Eclipse and the Rally Fighter. If you've watched the channel, you know that anything that scores in the 2.3 range just isn't going to cut it down the line. And these two cars have issues. One, the Rally Fighter is just an off-road tire, and the Eclipse still rubs the body on the side of the track edge, slowing him down. So rather than just kick them out and not have anything to look at as far as those two, Dom's Charger and the Maximus Charger were in my ranks at one time. I had reworked them and they've been waiting to be retested to see if they can't get back in the ranks. So we'll go ahead and throw them in to this race and see if they do any good from here. You've seen them on the channel before. Again, they were raced once, they made the ranks and they were kicked out. I reworked them. We'll see how they do on this next go around. The Corvette is not going to be your best performer. See that side pipe right there? Yeah. It's actually coming into contact on the track sides before the wheels do. Now, you could probably file those down a little bit and get yourself some clearance, but I'm not going to do that because I already did it once on this car right here. Excuse me. The Ford Victoria. It sits up high enough to miss the track edges, but that front bumper sticks out so far that it slows it down really, really bad. And I think it's a shame because the wheels on this car are really good. But even with a little bit of file work done with that front bumper, I just want you to know that I did do some work to the front bumpers to make them a little bit more orange track friendly. I don't know if you can see what I did. I just kind of filed them at an angle to where this thing will roll down the track a little bit better. Now, if this car actually goes on to the end and wins, then I will probably end up disqualifying him based on the fact that that body has been modified. But I want to see these cars go down the track, do well, and show us their true potential. Enough of all that. Let's go ahead and run off the Rally Fighter and Brian's Eclipse, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here. Now remember, for these type cars and the performance that they give out, 2.2s are what I'm looking for. I'm pretty sure that these, even though they seem to roll pretty good, yeah, 2.3s, high 2.3s. 371 to a 379. That's not going to cut it. So in case you're shopping for these Fast and Furious cars, I would say to avoid the Rally Fighter if you can. I know some of these come in a pack, so you get them regardless of whether or not you like them or not. And on the Eclipse, just remember that the body does stick out quite a bit further past the wheel and low enough to actually come in contact with the track as it goes down. You can see it's marred up a little bit here and there. And yeah, looks cool. Doesn't go very well. And another full disclosure, the Impala does have a bumper that sticks out quite a good ways past the body. However, on the orange track, it clears it fine. On this section over here where I've got this wood up against the orange track, hear it? It's rubbing on that wood. I didn't have a chance to make any alterations to the track sides. I'm just going to run him in lane number 2. If he's fast in lane number 2, typically lane 1 does a little bit better anyway. So if he does good in 2, then I'm not going to be too hurt by that. But the Impala does not like this setup that I've got going on here. So I'll have to do something about that later. Not going to happen tonight though. So for the first race of round number 1, we've got the Escort in lane number 1 and the S2000 in lane number 2. On your marks, get set. S2000 with the hole shot, 2279 to a 2283. S2000 started off with the hole shot. Escort was catching though. Let's go ahead and swap it up. Ranger swap. Escort needs speed at 2279. On your marks, get set. Go. Not happening. 2270 to a 2292. Honda S2000 wins them both. He's moving on. Next up, we got the Charger in lane number 1 and the Impala in lane number 2. On your marks, get set. Oh, the Impala is pretty damn quick. 2267 to a 2275. Staying in the same lanes due to clearance issues on the Impala. 2267 is the time for the Charger to beat. On your marks, get set. I might get it. No. 2284 to a 2290. So 2267 set by the Impala in the first race. Gonna move him on. Okay, this time I am going to swap lanes just to show you guys what I'm talking about. The Charger ran at 2284 in lane number 1. Let's see what happens in lane number 2. On your marks, get set, go. Well, 2278 to a 2295. You probably couldn't hear it on the video, but I could hear that little sucker knocking the wood on the way down. Next up, we got a couple retries. We got Dom's Charger in lane number 1 and the Maximus Charger in lane number 2. On your marks, get set. Looks like Maximus had the lead, lost it on the flat. 22.84 to a 22.92. Later swap, 22.84, the time to beat. On your marks, get set. Go. It's not going to do it. Wow, 22.75 to a 23.08. So, Dom's Charger with a new lease on life. He'll be moving on. Remember, you see it here first. We got the Plymouth GTX in lane number 1 and the F-Bomb Camaro in lane number 2. On your marks, get set. F-Bomb with the hole shot. 22.86 to a 22.93. GTX passes him on the flat. Later swap, 22.86, the time to beat. On your marks, get set. Oh, does he get it? 22.83 to a 22.86. All right. F-Bomb Camaro beating him by 3 thousandths in the second race. Be moving on. Not a bad, consistent runner right there. Spectre Flame Roadrunner in lane number 1 and the 66 Corvette in lane number 2. And you're about to see those side pipes do their worst. On your marks, get set. Go! Yeah. Wow, 22.67 to a 23.85. Major gappage, 1 and done for the Roadrunner. Looking mighty fine. I may go back and file those pipes off at some point, but no, I don't think so. Last race of round number 1, we've got the Dodge Charger Daytona trying to prove itself on the new ramp and the Ford Victoria in lane number 2. On your marks, get set, go. And that was the Victoria, 23.06 to a 23.79. I don't know if you heard it. Sounds to me like this guy is, yeah, he's indeed rubbing that wood side going down the track. Let's go ahead and swap it up and see how they do. Later swap, 23.06 is the time to beat. On your marks, get set, go. 23.30 to a 23.44. 23.06 by the Ford Victoria in the first race is going to advance him on to the next round. Round 1 is done. Winners on the right, losers on the left. All right, round 2 starts us off with the Honda S2000 in lane 1 and the Impala in lane number 2. On your marks, get set. It's a tight one. 22.68 to a 22.70. That was a good race. All right, back to the top. Staying in the same lanes due to the Impala clearance issues. 22.68, the time to beat. On your marks, get set. Wow. 22.67 to a 22.86. So the Honda putting the Impala to bed early, beating him by 1 thousandths in his fast run. All right, next up we got Dom's Charger in lane 1 and the F-Bomb Camaro in lane number 2. On your marks, get set. That's tight, but it looks like the Camaro got it. No, he didn't. $22.91 by the Charger versus a $22.92 by the Camaro. Another close one. Right laser swap, $22.91 is the time to beat. On your marks, get set. It's not gonna happen. $22.83 to a $22.92. Dom's Charger, taking them both. He was moving on. Last race of round number 2, we got the Roadrunner in lane 1 and the Victoria in lane number 2. On your marks, get set, go. And 2262 to a 2303. I think we saw that one coming, and I did see some gappage there. So that's a one and done victory for the Roadrunner. He's getting by for the next round. Round 2 in the books, winners on the right, losers on the left. All right, for the one and only semifinal race, we've got the Honda S2000 in lane 1 and Dom's Charger in lane number 2. On your marks, get set. Oh, the S2000 hits the transition and he goes 2274 to a 2285. All right, lanes are swapped. Let's see if the Charger's got a 2273 in them. On your marks, get set. No. 2274 to a 2285. Pretty consistent run. Again, the S2000. Sanded outer wheels just for clearance on the 6 lane. I don't sand these wheels. They are graphite burnished, but not sanded. Heck, you can see the tits in the tires still. S2000 wins them both. We'll be moving on to see the Roadrunner in the final race. All right, here we go for the race final. Quick turnaround for the S2000. Hopefully he iced down those turbos enough to be effective for this one. So we got the Honda S2000 in lane 1, and we've got the Roadrunner in lane number 2. On your marks, get set, go. Oh, it's tight. It's tight. $22.65 to a $22.66. Roadrunner taking him by 1/1000. All right, ladies and swap. $22.65, the time to beat. On your marks, get set, go. Oh, it's the Roadrunner. Holy cow. Holy cow, 2260 to a 2274. I think that's the fastest pass of the night, and that seals the deal for the win on the Fast and Furious cars, taken by the Roadrunner. And just for the hell of it, let's go ahead and run the Gray Charger against Dom's Charger. I know the Gray Charger was put out by the Impala, but he had some pretty spotty runs. Let's see what happens. On your marks, get set, go. Wow, lousy. 2308 to a 2310. Okay. Couple lousy runs on that first one. I think they were back in the pits down in some Coronas. I don't know. 2308, the time to beat. Let's see if they can improve. On your marks, get set. It's pretty tight. Look at that. 2285 apiece. Let's redo that first run back to the original lanes. On your marks, get set. Great Charger, holy cow. 2265 to a 2269. I guess the buzz wore off. Great Charger looking pretty quick. Okay, there you have it. Yeah, Orange Roadrunner taking the overall win out of the Fast and Furious cars. Honda S2000 taking the number 2 spot, and the Gray 70 Charger taking 3rd. I am a little disappointed with these two. We might go ahead and redust them, test them a little bit later. I think overall, we're just going to go ahead and see how all these do against our ranks. Starting with the Roadrunner, meeting the Roadrunner, our current gatekeeper. All right, here we go. 2 Fast and Furious Road Runners. The orange one currently the gatekeeper into my stack, and tonight's winner, the challenger, in lane number 2. On your marks, get set, go. Oh, he's got him. Holy, 2256 to a 2282.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Yeah, that's good enough for me. Han Solo and Carbonite versus the Roadrunner. On your marks, get set. Pretty tight. Wow, Han Solo with a 2257, 2258 by the Roadrunner. Han Solo running pretty strong. Laner swap, 2257, time to beat. On your marks, get set. Go. 2256 to a 2279 by the hair on his chin. He's moving up. Well, look at what we have here. Another 70 Charger. This one, not the one that was in the race tonight. He was currently in my stack. He'll be going up against the Roadrunner. On your marks, get set. Go. That was right at a car length. Wow, 2260 to a 2294. One and done victory, climbing up the ladder. I'm going to skip the 300ZX. He's in need of some work. He hasn't gotten any since I ran the CQ race off. So we're going to go up to the Murata. Currently 9th overall. Hot Wheels Murata in lane 1. Roadrunner in lane number 2. On your marks, get set. Go. Yeah. Whoa. 2255 to a 2288. That's enough for a one and done once again. All right, we're going to jump these 2 Fairmonts. We'll try swap meet Louis. He didn't run too good on the CQ race. Let's see if he's got anything now. He's currently 6th overall. On your marks, get set, go. It's a bloodbath. 2259 to a 2291. Yeah, swap meet Louis. He's going to need a little bit of work. He hasn't had attention in a while. That's okay. Let's jump up to the Fairmont, see how it does. Pretty sizable difference here. We got the front run Fairmont in lane number 1 and the Roadrunner in lane number 2. On your marks, get set, go. Not happening. Ooh, that didn't sound good. Wow, 2256 to a 2284. Good enough for me. Roadrunner keeps on moving. Hopefully he didn't take too much damage. Whew. Okay, these 2 have a date. I don't think I actually ran the Black with Flames Camaro against the 69 Mustang from the Fast and Furious race. I think I stopped after the ambulance put down the Mustang. So let's go ahead and run these 2 off real quick, see who's faster, then we'll go from there. Fast and Furious Mustang in lane 1, Johnny Lightning Black with Flames Camaro, still unworked wheels in lane number 2. On your marks, get set. Oh, look at that. 2256 to a 2267. Black with Flames taking that one. Another full disclosure moment. Fast and Furious cars, they have a thirst for graphite. That Mustang hasn't been worked in a while. I think it was a 2256 he needs to beat in order to keep his number 3 spot in the stack. On your marks, get set. 2267 to 2266. So the 2250 whatever set by the Black with Flames Camaro is going to put him in the number 3 spot. And the Mustang gets to go up against the Roadrunner. Okay, Mustang versus Roadrunner. On your marks, get set. It's Roadrunner. 2263 to a 2272. Laser swap 2263, the time to beat. On your marks, get set, go. Nope, Roadrunner. Catching them and passing them on the big end. 2268 to a 2272. All right, so Black with Flames Camaro going to get a little bit more exercise tonight. All right, this is for the number 3 spot. Black with Flames Camaro lane 1 and the Roadrunner in lane 2. On your marks, get set, go. Roadrunner, yes. 2262 to a 2267. All right, laser swap 2262, the time to beat. On your marks, get set, go. Oh, he did it. 2260 to a 2262. Boy, that Roadrunner is consistent, but Black with Flames Camaro taking it by 2,000ths overall. So, wow. Black with Flames Camaro, safe in his spot, and I'll be right back to reorganize this mess. All right, there you have it. Spectre Flame Roadrunner from the Furiously Fueled 7-pack, taking the number 4 spot overall in my stack. Yeah, I know I need to do some rework going on down here. That'll be for a later date. The old Roadrunner is now out. Han Solo Carbonite, now the gatekeeper in the stack. I think we might go ahead and, well, let's see if the Honda's got anything for Han Solo. Solo was running pretty quick earlier. I don't know if the Honda's got enough to take him. Only one way to find out. On your marks, get set, go. It's tight. 2268 to a 2273. Solo taking it by about 5,000ths. All right, laser swap. 2268 keeps Solo on the bubble. On your marks, get set, go. Oh yeah, he ripped off a fast one too. 2261 to a 2272. So yeah, Han Solo and Carbonite. He is going to be safe where he's at. We may have to revisit him in a little while just to see if he doesn't go up in the rankings a little bit more. And I'll probably do another live video over the course of the weekend, and we'll put all these cars where they belong into the display. I don't think any of them are going to get into the stack. Han Solo Carbonite, pretty damn strong. I don't know, there's only one way to find out, right? Well, guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me for a little while. Until next time, stay healthy, have fun racing.